of African American men risking it all to go to the polls, to women in white marching through the streets of Washington, D.C., demanding to vote. But that struggle and that progress is in danger with the kinds of policies that are being promoted. And it's on all of us to honor that history and make sure that everyone who is eligible to vote is able to vote. This is the bedrock of all other rights, because it is what gives us a voice when incumbent leaders and our representatives fail to protect the other rights. In his testimony to the Senate Judiciary Committee, Mr. Sessions said, "The Department of Justice must never falter in its obligation to protect the civil rights of every American, particularly those who are most vulnerable. A special priority for me in this regard will be aggressive enforcement of our laws to ensure access to the ballot for every eligible American voter without hindrance or discrimination, and to ensure the integrity of the electoral process." But his record does not support that view. Senator Sessions supports voter ID laws that will disenfranchise many, many voters. He has called the Voting Rights Act intrusive, and he has praised a Supreme Court ruling that dismantled a key part of the Voting Rights Act. He has already had his nomination rejected by the Senate because of his views on this issue. And this should concern anyone and everyone who cares about our democracy, because at the most basic level, democracy is built on the ability of American citizens to go to the polls. Let's be honest, our right to vote is being restricted. It is being restricted even though the United States has some of the lowest voter turnout of any developed democracy on the planet. And it's being restricted based on a lie. There is no voter fraud. Voter fraud is not the problem. Voter disenfranchisement is the problem. I talked with a buddy of mine back home who was watching Fox News, and he was watching MSNBC, and he said, Democrats are saying there's voter disenfranchisement, and Republicans are saying there's voter fraud, and I don't know what to believe. Well, here's facts. Here are the facts. There is a vanishingly small amount of voter fraud. You are more likely to be struck by lightning than to be convicted of voter fraud. This is a made-up problem. Now, why would you make up a problem such as this? Because it gives you a context and a pretext to do the systematic dismantling of voting rights. And this is happening in North Carolina. This is happening in Wisconsin. This is happening all over the country.